before we start this interview process, I want to welcome Ms. Cruz to Dunbar Elementary. Ms. Cruz is here interviewing for the assistant principal position we have here at Dunbar Elementary. Ms. Cruz, Dunbar Elementary is a K through 5 elementary school. We want to thank you for being here and thank you for showing interest out in the position and wanting to be part of this team here. Before we start the interview process, I want to introduce you to a few people that will be asking you some questions as well as myself. First off, I'm Mr. Montgomery. I am head of the Language Arts Department. We also have here Mr. Anita Ellis, who is the HR representative, and our principal, Mrs. Patricia Kahn, who also will be attending this interview. And I just want to say the best of luck, wish you the best of luck, and guys, let's begin.
Thank you for coming in today. I am Pat Kuhn, the principal here, and we're going to ask some questions and hear what you have to say about everything. My first question today is, what is your philosophy of education?
Thank you so much for taking the time to interview me. It's greatly appreciated. As for my philosophy of education is that I believe every student will improve. Every staff development will improve. All teams will be formed by the teachers. The teachers will work in teams. The staff will work in teams. And we will provide a safe and secure environment for all the students. We come here to learn, and that is what us staff will provide for the students. They will be safe here, and they will learn, and they will improve, and they will be well trained for the real world.
What goals do you have for this campus?
What are my goals for the campus? After doing my research and seeing the scores of this campus, they are amazing. I would like for this campus maybe to be more involved with the community, get the community involved, get the parent involvement up. I would say maybe a little bit more STEM activities, maybe bring in a robotics team, have a mathlete team, and be able to show the community that we are not just high scores, but we're high scores, we're involved with the community, we have these robotics teams that are competing at a state and national level. So I would think just opening up more STEM and opening more opportunities up for the children so that they have an extracurricular activity to go to at the end of the day.
What would you say is your greatest weakness?
My greatest weakness is that I'm a perfectionist, and I want everybody to look at me like a perfectionist, and I feel like I just need to step back and into reality at times and have a conversation with the teachers, not necessarily exactly what's on the agenda, or a bullet meeting as to we're only going to talk about what's on these bullets and that's it. Get out of my everyday tough look and be able to communicate with the teachers and communicate with the parents and go out there and let them know that I'm not just that leader, that tough person that's there to correct them if they're wrong, but that I'm there to make sure that they're safe and that they're able to talk to me. So being a perfectionist would be my weakness.
Good afternoon, Ms. Cruz. My name is Mr. Montgomery. I am head of the Language Arts Department here at Dunbar Elementary. And my first question to you is, why do you want to work here at Dunbar Elementary?
Why do I want to be a part of Dunbar Elementary? I spoke to people that I personally know. I spoke to some of the parents of the children that go here, and they say nothing but wonderful things about the school. I've done my research into the district and mainly about the school, and I just really want to be a part of this team because I feel like you all are very highly qualified. You all are a great elementary school, and to be a part of this school would be an honor.
That's a great answer, Ms. Cruz. I see that you have done your research here at Dunbar Elementary. My next question to you is, how would you motivate your staff?
How will I motivate my staff? Instilling motivation is not easy, but it is necessary. And I think one of the biggest motivations for the staff is transparency. Transparency, having an open door policy, for them to know that you're there is a big thing because they know that you as the leader have their back. You as their leader will back them up when it comes to being able to talk to the parents, when it comes to being able to make choices that may be difficult for them. I think that a leader should always model the way that they want their staff to be. So being able to model that for them will gain their trust, gain their respect for you, and also having the transparency that is going to gain their trust because they're going to know that they're able to go to you for absolutely anything.
Ms. Cruz, if you were to write a mission statement about your department, what might it be?
If I had to write a mission statement, it would say that we strive to have a safe, orderly, and positive environment for our students. Our student self-esteem is fostered with positive relationships between the students and the teachers. We actively try to involve our parents, our community members, and the students with the students' learning.
How will you ensure that outstanding teaching and learning practice is embedded across your department?
My main focus is the students' progress. The students' academic progress is the biggest thing at the end of the day, because if the child is not progressing, then the parents are not going to be happy that they send their kids to us. They send their children to us to teach them. And at the end of the day, there's no progress. If I can see that there's no progress being made, I would sit down with the teacher, I would sit down with the data, and I would see what kind of intervention can this child use so that we can see that academic progress at the end of the day. Whether it be pullouts for math intervention or pullouts for reading intervention, at least we are focusing on the child and getting the academic progress up. Because if the child passes, then we have happy parents. And when we have happy parents, that means that we're doing our job in making it right.
My last question for you, Ms. Cruz. What are the skills, experiences, and attributes that make you the ideal candidate for this position?
What makes me a good candidate for this position is my experience. I was working at a different district for 5 years. I was the math interventionist, I was the robotics coach, I was the engagement coordinator, I was also the assistant dean of students. So I do have very good communication skills when it comes to the children, when it comes to the parents. I'm very patient, I'm very dedicated, I'm determined. I'm dedicated to my students and I'm determined for them to pass. I love working with children and I feel like I would be a great asset to your team.
Hi, Kayla. Thank you for joining us. I am representing HR and I have a few questions I would like to ask you. My first question is, Why are you leaving your current position?
Why am I leaving my current job? My current job, there's not a lot of growth that could be made there. There's not a lot of leadership positions that I could possibly apply for. I feel like I'm ready to take on a leadership role. I feel like I'm ready to take that big step in my career. So I want to move into a school that will allow me to grow, will help me grow. I feel like this school in particular, I can possibly bring up the STAR scores, and I myself can grow as a person, grow leadership wise, and just in general, the whole key is to grow. So I really want to be able to do that. And with this position, I think that it would be great.
Thank you for that answer, Kayla. Can you give me a time where you had to respond to an unhappy colleague?
A time that I had to confront an unhappy colleague was a while back, maybe about 2 years ago. I personally don't like conflict, so when there is a conflict, right away I will report it to my supervisor. With this specific colleague, she was in charge of me. She was the federally funded coordinator, and I was one of the federally funded employees. So she demanded me to do certain things that were not in my job description, or if my principal had me doing something else, she would ask me why I was doing it, that the principal wasn't in charge of me, that she was in charge of me, and anything that I did was going to go onto my record. So I did talk to the principal. I did let her know how this person was acting with me, and we put a stop to it right away. She did put us in a meeting together, and we resolved the problem.
As HR, I'm just trying to fill you out and how you're able to handle things. So I have a little scenario for you. What if one of your colleagues came to you complaining about another employee, insisting they can no longer work together? What would you do? What is your reactions?
If one colleague came in complaining about the other colleague, I would ask them to sit down and to discuss with each other. Again, I would mediate for them. I would let them know that communication is key. Most of the times it's just miscommunication that causes the problem. So I would listen to my colleague, I would listen to their side of the story, and then I would suggest bringing in the other colleague so that we could try and fix it, because nobody should be saying that that person shouldn't work there.
My final question, tell me about your staff development. How would your current or most recent staff describe you?
How do I think that my current staff would describe me? Very outgoing, very positive. I come in the mornings and I'm always smiling, and I'm saying good morning to them, to the students, to the parents. I go above and beyond what I'm asked. I do things that most employees wouldn't do. I will be the first to arrive and the last one to leave. I will stand outside in the drive lines, getting the students off, telling the parents to have a great day. I really love for my parents to know that I'm there for them and I'm there for the students. And so I would think that my staff would describe me as a very loving person, very outgoing, and always in a good mood.
Is there anything that you would like to ask, or any additional information that you would like us to know about you?
I would just like to add that if you hire me, I would not let you down. I am a person of my word. I am a person that will do absolutely anything and everything for the success of the children. And by hiring me, you are adding somebody of value to your team, somebody that will not let you down, and somebody that's going to give it their 100% all the time, not just sometimes, all the time. Thank you so much for taking the opportunity to interview me.
I just want to say thank you, Ms. Cruz, for coming in. That concludes our interview for the day, and we definitely will be in touch. Thank you again for coming in. Have a great day.